Really quick, let me get my facts straight before I start talking to this video. So I wanted to talk about this topic because it's important for us to talk about the political climate to which all military members are subjected to, and that is the government shutdown. This is a historical shutdown, or was a historical shutdown, because it lasted a total of 43 days. And for those who are unaware, the government shutdown furloughs its GS government workers and also its contractors. What does that mean? The GS and the contractors who are non-essential don't have to show up to work, and essentially some of them don't get paid, especially if it's a non-essential job. And the ones who do get paid are the ones who showed up, but they get paid in retrospect. Now, luckily enough, the military was paid every 1st and 15th. And for this month, we didn't know if we were going to get paid on the 15th, especially since the government shutdown was kind of like pending whether or not it was going to open back up. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this subject is because of the sheer amount of uncertainty it causes during this time. First of all, this is my first government shutdown. And there was a lot of people who I know who were at OTS or basic, and they didn't know if they were going to get paid. And the fact that when you go to OTS, you don't get paid until like approximately a month into OTS, it causes a lot of uncertainty, especially on financial constraints, right? It is very important as a military member to be well rehearsed in the government climate because it affects you and a lot of your coworkers. For example, the essential workers, especially the healthcare workers, they had to continue to show up. And there was a point in time where in this government, the GS workers and the civilians didn't even know if they were going to get a back pay. And that was because of the political chaos that's been happening. And there were articles published, multiple ones, saying that we don't know if they were going to get back paid. And that caused a lot of people to attrit. And what I mean by attrition is they end up quitting and they end up going to other jobs because we don't know when the next time is they're going to get paid. That is very scary and uncertain because you have members who have mortgages, who have families, and have mouths to feed. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because there are a lot of Americans who aren't financially secure when it comes to uncertainty. It's important to prioritize spending, right? And you cut back on spending and you spend more on essential things when the government shutdown does happen. And historically, this is the first time in history, or the first time in a very long time, that we had a shutdown that lasted this long. 43 days compared to a 21-day shutdown back in 95 to 96. And imagine the amount of discouragement it causes because you don't know if you're going to get paid and how you're going to provide for your family. If I were to rate this government shutdown from a 1 to 10, I'd rate it a 3 over 10. I know I shouldn't be rating government shutdowns, but again, it is something that we as military members should be talking about and having an open communication to, because it affects us and affects the security of the United States, and it affects the security of the overall being of our government. I am not here to take sides, nor am I here to promote any political stance or what I believe in, because matter of fact, I will never talk about that, because the climate that we're living in, if you pick one or the other party and you tell people that's what you support, both parties, I'm not saying, Democrats or Republicans are right or wrong, but there will always be some pushback as to why you should follow a party. That's why it's very important that as military members, you do your own diligence in researching and understanding how the government works, because at the end of the day, this is something that will affect you and your livelihood in the long run. The third reason why I'm making this video is because I want to look back and say that this was a very dumb and uncertain time in our lives where we didn't know what was going to happen next, nor did we know what uncertainty it was going to bring, because priorities change and the military continues to change. And that if that is something that you are dedicated to, especially since you are a service member or are going to be a service member. It's very important to be well rehearsed in these matters of the United States, because one day, who knows, you might be in a leadership position where you are telling people that the government's going to shut down, we don't know if we're going to get paid, and all morale goes out the window, and then you are forced to do more with less, and that highly affected the operations on the military side of healthcare. I would love to know your guys' thoughts about this, and yeah, I hope this never happens again, because that was wild. It was kind of crazy having the discussions with my wife as to what will we do if the government shuts down, or the government continues to be shut down regards to money. And I do have a monetary system that I use myself, that if worse came to worse, I did have a backup plan regarding how to tackle these uncertainties. But besides that, hope you guys are doing well. I'm currently working on my next edit, which is my Singapore vlog. And yeah, more videos to come. I apologize. It's been a chaotic time in military healthcare and on the DHA side. I'm pretty sure my counterparts could talk on behalf of their experiences, because it was getting to a point where a lot of our GS and civilian were about to leave the job, and we had to figure out what to do. Not me specifically, but people who are in the seats and making these calls. So you see it, and then you're just like, I didn't know this could happen. But yeah, hope you guys are well. I'll see you guys next video. Y'all take care. If I could turn this off.